Sales copy. Okay, that was the last one. Now the fun one comes. Author problem manifests itself in genre a lot and in the promotions of the genre. Okay, what I mean by that is you think you wrote something. Well, one of the major problems that, unless you've done a lot of study, is that authors don't have any. I mean, I've done massive amounts of study, and I trust other people to tell me what genre I wrote. I mean, Chris and I had some tremendous discussions, not arguments, discussions about why my first novel in my Thunder Mountain series, which was called Thunder Mountain, wasn't a romance. What do you mean that's not a romance? Of course it's a romance. The whole thing's a romance. It's science fiction, time travel, Western romance. Okay? And Chris kept saying, no, it's not a romance. Characters aren't together. They aren't focused. They're focused on each other all the time. They're together all the time. And she said, you killed your hero. And I went, yeah, but he comes back. Well, now under the modern thing, when I first wrote Thunder Mountain, she was right. She was right. And I was stuck in the author problem. But now, frighteningly enough, the romance genre has changed enough and altered enough that I can get away with killing the hero and resurrecting him 4 chapters later and still have it be, because the entire time he's dead to her, basically she knows he's still alive and all she's doing is to get back to him. Okay. Now, if you haven't read Thunder Mountain, I'm sorry, I just screwed up a whole bunch of shit. But, that's it was me and the author problem in that period of time that romance, you had to do it that way. Well, now it probably could be a romance, but we're not marketing them that. I'm not even sure what we're marketing them. We have horses on the cover, instead of a guy without a shirt, flexing his muscles and all that sort of crap. We have horses' asses on the cover. And so, I'm not kidding. Look at all Thunder Mountain books. They always have a horse's ass on the cover. You think I'm kidding? That's inside our house, inside of WMG. It's like, we got to look for another horse's ass for a cover of Thunder Mountain book. And I've got, 11 or 12 of those books now. And so, it's just, again, the problem with that series is I wrote it so far down the cracks in so many genres that it's difficult at best. And I understand that now, but when I wrote Thunder Mountain, I swore that we were going to market that as a romance. And they all have romance in them. They all do. Yeah. The science fiction, the time travel, the Western, the other stuff, all overcomes. But there's always a romance. It's romance structure. It's everything else. Well, it's the author problem. I thought it was a romance. Chris was saying, not a romance. And we tried to market them, starting off with as romance, and never went nowhere. So, and in the promotions, same thing. If you, the author, are not getting feedback from other people as to what you wrote, then you'll promote it differently. You'll put it in on the wrong shelf. You'll do the wrong kind of promotions. You use the wrong keywords. You'll do everything wrong. And the book won't sell, and you'll wonder, why isn't it selling? Why isn't this hugger-mugger that I wrote not selling? Because I wrote a cozy. Well, chances are you didn't write a cozy. If there's a body in it, you definitely didn't write a cozy. Things like that. It's one of those things. I wrote a police procedural. Well, are they in the police station all the time? And are they working on police procedural stuff all the time, all the way through the book? If not, no, you didn't write a police procedural. Like, for example, my Cold Poker Gang. I have retired Las Vegas detectives. I don't let them go anywhere near a police station. They're retired. They're working on their own task force. Every so often they interact with real police cops, but now they're on their own. They follow procedure to a degree. It's basically mine are just puzzle mysteries. They're just puzzle mysteries. That's all they are. They're in a romance structure. There's always a romance involved, but they're puzzle mysteries. And that's because it, again, took other people to tell me what the hell I was writing. And I understand genres, and I know it. And on my own stuff, I don't know it. So the author problem here, staying on topic, is you don't know what you write until someone else tells you. You may think you know what you write. But you don't know what you write until someone else tells you. And that's the difference. That's the difference right there. Promotions, you'll make the wrong decisions on promotions. Get help on this one. Just get help on all three of these last things I've talked about: covers, sales copy, and everything else. Learn how to write sales copy. Learn how to write it, and then have somebody else read it. Someone who hasn't read the book yet, and say, is this interesting? Do you know what the book's about? Oh, yeah, it sounds like a great romance. Oh, wow, that sounds great. And if they say, well, it's sort of about these two characters, then you've probably done the author problem. Same with genre. Same with promotions. Make sure you get your genre and subgenre correct. Get someone else to help you figure that out, because otherwise you just be marketing off into Never Never Land, and the people who do buy it go, well, this isn't what I wanted to read. And the people who should be reading it will never find it. It does no good for any kind of sales.